Okay, as I've said before, maybe 1,000 times, everything in photography is about lighting. Now, Maxime sent me these shortbread cookies, but there are thousands of things that come in tins like this. It took me about 15 minutes to make this. I got another video showing you this outdoors. Obviously, you could use it on a tripod so you could perfectly tilt it and pan it wherever you want, or you could stick it behind a bush, any sort of on location. Photography, outdoor portraiture. Everything is about lighting. Subsidiary to that is everything is about lighting control. Where your specular falls, where your diffuse, i.e. your midtones, where your shadows fall. Grids. This is a 15-degree grid. It's a honeycomb grid. Now, this is completely free. Any photographer already has grids, and they've already got speed lights. Already have speed lights. This is just, whoops. This is a simple cookie tin. I forgot that I have the little base in there right now that's removable. It's a little locking base to slip into a cold shoe, to lock into another cold shoe that would sit on top of the light stand when I had it outside. It's a simple shortbread cookie tin. Doesn't weigh anything. The only weight is actually the grid, which doesn't weigh anything either, and the speed light. And I have complete directional control. This will be sitting on the hot shoe of my camera, of course. 15 degrees. Now, you can see here the back of it. As I tilt it slightly this way, you'll see that you'll no longer be able to see the silver backing. It means you have high control of the directionality of where your specular light falls. When you have that, I mean, anybody could turn on a studio strobe and like crank it up, like, I'm gonna blast it, and then just like surround. I see people do that all the time. They try to get this nice even tone, and they don't give any definition to anything. Everything is about lighting, and secondary to that is about lighting control. Obviously, composition. We're not talking about composition right now. That's another matter, obviously. Where does the light fall? Are you just going to blast the hell out of everything, or are you going to give it definition? Anyway, this is an awesome little light mod that I came up with. I know you've got little tins like this that you've had before. I'm going to take it off, the lid off. I just have this duct taped to the front of it. All I did was just take some scissors and actually cut out this thin aluminum lid. I can remove this grid in about 5 seconds, replace it with a 30-degree grid or a 10-degree grid. This is a 15-degree grid. And here you see the back of it. This is a shortbread tin. Hey, thanks Maxime for sending me the shortbread cookies. Obviously the shortbread cookies have been consumed. I just have a cheap old SP22 speedlight in here, which is like a $25 speedlight. People say, why do you collect those old cheap speedlights? If I see them like at thrift stores or online, really cheap, because nobody buys. Well, you can't do TTL with those old speedlights. Yeah, they're indispensably useful. There are so many things you could do with those old damn speedlights that, by the way, this only has 3 different power outputs as it exists for a dumb trip off of center pin trip off these flash Q triggers. As you see, I've got the back lined with reflective, sticky 3M duct tape. It is a high reflective. It's a basically it's a sticky roll of tape which has aluminum on one side and a sticky surface on the other. I've shown you that in the various light mods. Now look how difficult this is. I have this speedlight velcroed into the bottom. I just tapped a little hole there with a screwdriver and then actually screwed in a cold shoe so I could actually set this on top of another cold shoe or actually mount it onto a tripod. I just used the 1/4-inch hole in the base of this cold shoe and I could actually screw on a tripod plate on here and then tilt and swivel this wherever I want. This doesn't weigh anything. So look how difficult this is. I say I pop in my speed light, okay. I tape on my grid. I pop this on the top. If you want to, you can bend the hinges where it actually fits really tight. You can just put a couple pieces of tape on there. It doesn't weigh anything. And now I have a completely portable. I think I need to recharge the batteries on that. I've actually been using these batteries in Speedlight a bit excessively lately. Pop this anywhere. Stick it on a light stand. Stick it on a tripod. So that's it, and I'll give you a close-up. I made a video yesterday with this outdoors, and it took me, I think it took me like about 12 or 15 minutes to make this. So next time, or you got a little cookie tin like this, Yeah, that's exactly what a fat guy needs to be doing, is eating cookies, right? Other than throwing the tin away, this is indispensably useful. Indispensably useful. I almost said useless there for a second. How neat is that? So, that's it. It's completely free. It's completely free, assuming that everybody has wireless triggers, everybody has a cheap old damn speed light. People, why do you buy those old speed lights? That's the reason why I buy those old damn speed lights. They are incredibly useful. A grid. This is a honeycomb grid. These are like 20 bucks. Anybody that has a studio strobe's got a pile of honeycomb grids. If they don't, then there's something wrong with them, because you got to have honeycomb grids. Depends where you get them from. You can actually get the cheap ones for like 8 bucks on eBay from China. They're nowhere near as nice as this. Actually, they all come from China. Even the professional honeycomb grids come from China. So this doesn't weigh anything. Imagine doing a beach scene or something like that. You could actually tape this like this, and it would be waterproof. It wouldn't be waterproof through the grid, but it'd be weather sealed. Again, you just stick this in the sand. You can point it at whatever you want, and you have a high degree of control, directionality with this light. Or stick it on a tripod and use the pan and tilt head to actually point the light specifically where you want it. I see so many people that they'll have a couple studio strobes or one studio strobe, and they'll just point it directly at their subjects, like, we're gonna blast the piss out of this model or this. It's so simple to do, but that doesn't give any definition to anything. They're afraid of using light mods. Like, I mean, if someone doesn't know how to use a honeycomb grid, I mean, I could teach someone how to use a honeycomb grid in a matter of a few hours, like a dozen different ways to use a honeycomb grid. Why are people doing this? They're so afraid of lighting. Yeah, and I know I make all these damn videos about cameras and lenses, but it's about the lighting. I mean, you think I got a lot of lenses? I got a lot more lighting than I got lenses. I got 8 or 9 with 9 studio strobes, nearly 4 dozen speed lights. It's about the lighting, color saturation, placing the specular, the diffuse, and the shadow where it is that you want it to fall. It is about the damn lighting. Yeah, obviously I need to recharge the batteries. I forgot that these batteries are dying, but you get the point anyway. So I'm gonna call this the shortbread light, the shortbread light mod box. Obviously you can see it's just made out of a cookie tin. There's other things that come in tins like this, soap and other sorts of weird things, and very simple, very effective. And it's totally free. Assuming you have a grid and a speed light and wireless triggers, which you should anyway. Not everybody has a studio strobe. The only reason you have a grid, usually, is if you had a studio strobe, which everybody should have one studio strobe anyway. But anyway, I wanted to show you that. It's an epic, neat light mod. It's one that I came up with myself. I made one something similar to this years ago, except I used a piece of Tupperware that was lined with black tape, and then I made a transparent window using tracing paper. So something similar to this I made years ago, but it wasn't using a cookie tin. But this one's neater. It's a lot more durable, and it's very lightweight. So thanks for watching. I hope you like that light mod. It's completely free to make yourself, and that's it.